Hi guys. So today topic is Deloitte Round 1 Power BI interview question. So experience level is 2 year and role is Power BI developer. So first question is that what was your roles in that project? What is what was your role in that project? So as per the asked, my response is that my role was as a Power BI developer. I was for I was responsible for the development of the Power BI reports and data preparation with Power Query Editor. Writing the DEX function writing the DEX query for the business logics, implement the RLS and publishing the reports to the Power BI service. So as a project load, my role was as a Power BI developer. I was responsible for the development of Power BI reports, data preparation by a Power Query editor, writing the DEX query for the business logic, implement the RLS, publishing the reports. Apart from this, I have good interaction with the customer for the understand the business logic, all these things. Apart from this, we have added a new point here that responsible for the development of the semantic model. For the development of semantic model, responsible for the development of the semantic model, interact with the business client for the requirement understanding, collaborate with the D team, data engineers, collaborate with the data engineers and database developer. When someone is asked about what is your role responsibility on the project, then you should ask in this way. My roles was a Power BI developer. In my current project, my role was a Power BI developer. I was responsible for the development of Power BI reports, data preparation, my Power Query editor, responsible for development of semantic model, writing the DEX query for the business logic, implement the RLS and publishing the reports to the Power BI service, interact with the business or client for the requirement understanding, collaborate with the data engineer and database team. So these are the bullets points. So I'm writing the bullets point. So use it for the when you giving the answer. When you are attending interview, please give the answer. difference between the dates between and dates in period. When you want a data between specific period, start date, end date, in this case we are using dates between period function. So dates between is we have start date and end date, and it is static in nature. Static in nature, this function. Okay. So dates in period, this function is used for the calculation like dynamic dynamic in nature. Okay, this function is dynamic in nature, means so someone is want to calculate like dynamic range like last 30 days sales, last 7 days sales. So for this thing we are using date in period function. So dates between function is static in nature, start date, end date, and dates in periods is used for dynamic in nature like last 30 days, last 7 days function calculation. Explain how do you use row level security RLS in the report. RLS stand for the row level security. So it is used for the restrict the data based on the user level, means like your manager or client want to view the report for specific reasons, like the manager want to view the report for the east region only. So what happened, the data in the when the manager is view the report, the RLS is implemented in the report, then it is viewed for the only east region. So RLS are two type, one is dynamic RLS, dynamic, and second one is static. In dynamic we are using the dex function, and static we are using through the user level restriction. What is did you use Power BI premium account? Use premium Power BI account? Yes, I work with Power BI premium account, PPU, premium per user, mainly used for the large dataset, faster refresh and performance. So it is used for large dataset, performance, large dataset performance and fast refresh. Explain a simple scenario of bookmarks. Bookmark is basically used for the current state of the report. In the report I have three tabs like sales overview, okay, region overview, and I have product overview. So I have multiple tabs in the reports. For the multiple tab, I don't want to move my report from one page to another page. In this case, I am using the bookmark. So you can say I have used the bookmark to navigate. When I click on the sales overview and region overview and product overview, the report is not to navigate in the multiple page, and report stand on the same page, and the data all this thing will be changed for the bookmark. What are the data source and what is the size of the data source you have used? The majorly we are using the data source Excel file, Excel, CSV file, text file. We are using the SQL DB, Snowflake, Azure Databricks, Clear. These are the multiple data source, and the data size is volume of the data size is more than, I've used the more than 1 million. Okay, 1 million or more than 1 million. How does Power BI why does a Power BI file is load very slowly, and how do you fix? So first of all, loading the Power BI file slowly, there is multiple cases are there. First cases is that we have a large data set, poor data modeling, too many visual, complex decks. Large data set, too many visual decks like calculated column, poor data modeling. So in the data modeling you have the many to many relationship. What is gateway? Gateway is defined for use for the data refresh, means data refresh or act as a bridge, sorry, bridge, acts as a bridge. Like I have a data source on the SQL database, I have database on SQL DB. Database is connected with the Power BI reports. So but the SQL database is on premises, or local machine, or you take as a local machine. Okay, I have a local machine. Inside the local machine I have SQL database. What happens? Someone is update the tables, but the Power BI reports will be need to update automatically. Okay, automatically, they need to be update automatically. So in this case, what happen? We have to place a data gateway here. So data gateway, what it will be do, what it is works as a data gateway means, in this case it will be acts as a bridge between SQL database and Power BI report that is placed on the service. So when we have a data, like when to update a table or update some of the rows inside the data, we have scheduled a time. In the specific time the data is refreshed as well as the report is also refreshed. How do you use this Q&A features? Q&A feature is to, in the Power BI desktop, you need to ask a question like total sales. So it will be generate a KPI automatically, or create a bar chart with average sales. It will be automatically create a bar chart in Power BI desktop. What is calculate function? calculate function is used for the filtering the data. So calculate function, we are writing the dex as a calculate, then it required a aggregate function, then required a filter function. So if I basically saying how to calculate function is right, like total sales for east region I want to calculate. So in this case we are using calculate function, calculate sum of the sales comma filter, then we are applying table name, then we are applying the region is equal to east, region is equal to east. So it will be give the total sales of the east region only. So SQL, the couple of question asked in the interview. First question, what is the order of operation in SQL? The order of operation is that select from where group by having an order back. So there is 6 steps. Select from where group by having an order back. What is the difference between group by clause and having clause? So group by clause is used for the aggregate the data. Aggregate the data or give the summary of the data, with some aggregate function, like sum, average, count, etc. Correct. Next function is that we need to create we need to filtering the data. So having clause is used for filter the data as well as use for use with aggregate function, So having clause is applied after the group by clause. That is the one scenario for the having clause. So majorly we are speaking about the group by and having clause. Group by is used to summary the data with some aggregate function like sum, average, count, and having filter the data as well as aggregate function. So if I write a simple query, if I want to count select star from employee, in the employee table I have count of the employee. Okay, I want count of star as CNT, and here I have the employee name, MP name. So from the employee name I want to group by, so I apply the group by MP name. So here it will be giving the employee name how many times are repeated, or if I write the product, if I write the location, okay, location wise how many employee are present, location or city, whatever I write, location wise how many employees are present. If I apply the having clause, having location is Kochi, so it is filtering the record based on the Kochi location. Next, if I want where the count is greater than 10 or 10 number of employee on the location is present or 5 employees present, count star is greater than 5. In this case we are using count star. Okay, find the second hash from the employee table. There is a multiple approach of the applying it by using subquery, by using window function. So I am using the window function. So first we write select star from employee table. From the employee table I want here second highest salary. So I write here employee name, emp name and salary, and apply the row underscore number function, row number function, and inside the row number function I apply the over clause. Sorry, apply the row number function. After that apply the over clause. After applying the over clause I write here order by salary as DSC, descending order, as RNK, rank function. So this is the simple logic I am writing. Next is that we write CTE function. We CTE as start the bracket and end the bracket. Then we write select star from employee where select star from CTE, not employee, select star from CTE. I write where condition where RNK is equal to 2. So you need to write here where RNK is equal to 2. Need to write here the employee name, salary is there. If I execute this query, then this give me the second highest salary from the table. Types of join, there are different type of join like left join, right join, full join, inner join and cross join. Self join. Self join not considered as join, it is considered as a method. Okay. So when you speaking about the join condition, you need to speak about what is the left join, how many data will become. Like we have, it will be take the whole data from the left table and matching data from the right table. Right table is considered as a taking all the data from right table and matching data from the left table. Full join is reflect all the data from the both table. Inner join is reflect common data from the both table, and cross join will be perform a Cartesian join. And left join is work on the same table join, same table. What is index and type of index? Index is used to for the improve the performance of the query, and index are three type of index are there, three types. One is cluster index, cluster, non-cluster, third one is unique. So cluster index, when we create a primary key, cluster index pk is created, cluster index is created by default, and one table has only one cluster index, and for non-cluster index we can create multiple non-cluster index. Unique index we also create unique index only. So that's all for the Deloitte round 1 Power BI interview. Most of the round 1 interview they want to judge about your communication skill, about the project understanding, about your understanding to the skill on Power BI. It may be on the deck side as well as the design UI part as well as the some of the Power BI surveys. And apart from this, they are want to judge you about the SQL skill also. The SQL they are asking about you some basic question related to theoretical part, as well as they want to write some of the query, and some query may be complex. That's all.